You're born blind, deaf, and completely useless. Your eyes don't work yet, your ears are sealed shut, and you can't even regulate your own body temperature. The den is dark, cramped, and smells like wet earth. Mom's there, but she doesn't coddle you. She licks you clean, makes sure you're breathing, then lies down so you can feed. That's the extent of the welcome party. Your siblings are already competing. There are 2 of them, maybe 3, all squirming around trying to latch onto Mom. You're the smallest, which means you get shoved aside constantly. Every feeding session becomes a battle where size wins and you lose. Mom doesn't intervene. She just lies there while the stronger cubs push you toward the back. If you can't fight your way to milk, that's your problem. This is day 1, and it's already clear that fair doesn't exist here. For the first 2 weeks, your world is nothing but warmth, milk, and the occasional shove from a sibling. Then your eyes open. The den is smaller than you imagined, just a shallow cave or a gap between rocks. Mom is massive, easily 300 pounds of muscle and teeth. She watches you with an expression that's hard to read, not quite affection, not quite indifference. She leaves the den regularly to hunt, and when she does, you're on your own with your siblings. No protection, no backup plan. Just sit tight and hope nothing finds you. Around 3 weeks old, Mom brings back her first kill for you to try. It's a chunk of meat, still bloody, torn from something she dragged back to the den. You sniff it, unsure what to do. Your siblings dive in immediately, tearing at the flesh with their tiny teeth. You follow their lead, biting down on the meat. It's tough, stringy, and tastes like iron. You chew anyway, because this is your life now. No more relying solely on milk. You're a carnivore, and carnivores eat meat. The den doesn't stay safe forever. One afternoon, a pack of wild dogs picks up your scent. They circle outside, yapping and snarling, trying to figure out if they can get in. Mom doesn't wait to find out. She charges out of the den, roaring so loud it rattles your bones. You hear the fight, growling, yelping, the thud of bodies hitting the ground. When she comes back, she's bleeding from a gash on her shoulder, but the dogs are gone. She licks the wound once, then curls up like nothing happened. You're starting to understand something important. Out here, everything wants to kill you, and Mom is the only thing standing in the way. At about 2 months, Mom decides it's time for field trips. She leads you and your siblings out of the den for the first time. The jungle is overwhelming. Sounds everywhere. Movement in every direction. Smells you can't identify. She walks ahead, calm and focused, while you stumble over roots and trip on your own paws. This is supposed to be training, but it feels more like barely surviving a nature documentary. She stops near a clearing and crouches low. You copy her, flattening yourself in the grass. A deer grazes about 50 feet away, completely unaware. Mom inches forward, silent as a shadow. You try to do the same, but your paw lands on a dry branch. The snap echoes like a gunshot. The deer's head jerks up and it bolts into the trees. Mom turns and stares at you with a look that could melt steel. You've just blown her hunt, and she's not happy about it. Training continues over the next few weeks. She shows you how to crouch, how to move without sound, how to watch prey without being seen. You're terrible at all of it. Your siblings aren't much better, but at least they don't step on every twig in the forest. Mom catches a bird one day and drops it in front of you, half alive and flapping weakly. She watches, waiting. You pounce, clumsy and uncoordinated, and somehow manage to pin it. One bite to the neck, and it stops moving. It's your first kill. Small, pathetic, but yours. Mom doesn't praise you. She just turns and keeps walking. By 6 months, you've learned the basics. Stay quiet, stay low, and don't screw up. But the real lessons are just beginning. At 9 months, the jungle feels less like a death trap and more like a puzzle you're starting to solve. You know which paths are safe, which sounds mean danger, and how to move without announcing yourself to everything with ears. Mom still leads most hunts, but she's giving you more responsibility now. She'll spot a rabbit and hang back, watching to see if you can handle it. Sometimes you do. Sometimes the rabbit wins. Either way, you're learning. Then one morning, everything shifts. Mom corners a young boar and steps aside, leaving it for you. This isn't practice anymore. She's testing you. The boar notices you immediately and charges. You dodge left, then lunge that's sinking your teeth into its neck. It thrashes, nearly throwing you off, but you hold on. Your jaw locks tighter, cutting off air until the boar's legs buckle. When it finally stops moving, you're panting, covered in dirt and blood. Mom watches from a distance, then walks away. No approval, no acknowledgement, just the understanding that you did what you were supposed to do. By your first birthday, you've killed enough small prey to survive on your own, at least in theory. But Mom's not done with you yet. She still hunts the big stuff. Deer, wild pigs, anything that requires strength you don't have. You're stuck with rabbits and birds, which keep you fed but barely. Then the hierarchy becomes impossible to ignore. Your brother, the biggest of your siblings, starts getting first access to every kill. You and your sister wait, stomachs growling, while he eats his fill. When you try to push in early, he snarls and snaps at your face. Mom doesn't intervene. This is how it works now. Around 18 months, something changes in Mom's behavior. She starts spending less time with you and more time alone. Her scent trails lead away from the den and don't come back for days. When she does return, she's distant, distracted. Then one afternoon, she growls at you. Not a warning, but a real threat. You back off, confused, but she doesn't stop. She chases you away from the kill she just made, teeth bared. Your brother and sister scatter too. The message is clear. You're not welcome here anymore. You wander for days, hungry and directionless. Every territory you stumble into already belongs to someone bigger and meaner. Other hyenas chase you off with bites and scratches, making it clear you're trespassing. You learn quickly that finding your own space isn't optional, it's survival. After weeks of dodging fights and scrounging scraps, you find a patch of land that seems unclaimed. It's not prime real estate, but it's yours. You mark it with scent and hope no one stronger shows up to disagree. Life alone is brutal. Hunting without backup means every meal is a gamble. You chase a warthog one evening and almost catch it, but it turns and gores your leg with its tusks. You limp away, bleeding, and spend the next week barely moving. Infection sets in, turning the wound hot and swollen. You can't hunt like this. You can't even walk properly. For 3 days, you lie in the dirt, feverish and weak, wondering if this is how it ends. Then slowly, the fever breaks. The wound starts to heal, though it leaves a scar you'll carry forever. At 2 years old, you've survived more than most hyenas ever do. You've learned to hunt alone, defend your territory, and outlast injuries that should have killed you. But survival isn't the same as thriving. You're lean, scarred, and constantly on edge. One evening, you catch the scent of a fresh kill nearby. Something big, so you follow it and find a leopard feeding on a deer carcass. The leopard sees you and growls, but you don't back down. You're too hungry for that. You circle, looking for an opening, and when the leopard lunges, you dodge and grab the carcass by the leg. The leopard slashes at your face, barely missing your eye, but you drag the deer a few feet before it gives up and retreats into the trees. You eat fast, tearing into the meat before something else shows up. It's the best meal you've had in weeks, and you earned every bite. Life as a hyena might be rough, but there's another animal out there that has it way worse. Trust me, it's wild. Check out the video and see for yourself. Life as a tiger is unforgiving from the moment you're born. Every day is a test you didn't study for. Every meal is a fight, and every mistake could be your last. You grow up fast, fight hard, and die alone, usually in a way you didn't see coming. Most tigers don't make it past their first year, and the ones that do spend the rest of their lives one bad hunt away from starvation. It's not a life you'd choose, but it's the only one you've got.